You're not any place that nobody else has been. Yeah.
Oh, you got that right.
Yeah.
All right, so that's setting up.
You're not any place that nobody else has been.
Yeah, that's right. Got that right. Well, we are live now and we will get started right away. So I ask you guys if you please uh we have a echo here. Give me 1 second.
We're not, it's not 8 o'clock yet. It's 7:57.
Well, I had to start it, so it is what it is there, Vicky.
Okay, Eddie.
All right.
This is your show, so let me know what I can do to help.
Yeah, you might help me with the logging people in or getting people started. So that would be great and very appreciated. So I'll make a couple of you guys co-hosts so you can help me bring in some people. And we appreciate all the help that you guys can give us. So today we are starting something new. We're going live as we are already on YouTube. And we're going to be sharing some important information about what you need to do in order to be healthy, wealthy, good spirits, and all the above. And I have a really good presentation that I'm going to share with you, and also a call to action, like what to do next. A lot of us are always thinking about, so what is all this about? What is all this technology? What what is so exciting? Why is so many people talking and getting this information out to others? If you look at your Facebook page or Instagram, it's all filled with this that talk about what is X39 and what is it that we're doing. So today, hopefully, we're going to be able to answer all those questions. And as we answer all those questions to you, you'll be better equipped to be able to present to others and people that are asking what this technology is about. So we're going to go ahead and record and get started. Welcome, guys. I'm Pastor Ed Milad with Patched Away. We're going to be going live again and sharing this wonderful information that we have for you tonight. We have really good presentation, but more importantly, it's going to be short. And the reason why is so that we can allow you guys to ask any questions that you may have or something that is not clear to you. We are here to help you, to guide you, and to do to basically just be there for you. I know starting a business can be really tough, and not just starting it, but making it flow. Like, what is it that we're going to do to help the community grow? Because everybody loves winners. Everybody wants to be in a team that is full of winners and be accessible, right? How many of you guys been in a business that has a big CEO and you really couldn't get an answer from anybody, right? So today, hopefully, you'll be able to get those answers. We'll give you all the websites and all the technology, all the information that you need in order to gather all the information that you can be able to share with others. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go live and present it so that we can get moving. As a pastor, the worst thing that you could do is tell somebody that a pastor that you only got a few minutes. So I'm timing myself to be able to go through this and make it as timely as possible. Been in this business for 4.5 years. When I got introduced to it, I told my sponsor that I was just interested in the technology. Didn't want to do anything else other than that. Why? Because I knew that I was too busy. I'm a four-generation jewelry designer and had no thought about moving a technology that could help people. So what I did is I did something different. When I was able to get patched, things changed. And I heard the Spirit of the Lord tell me, how many millions of people can you help with this technology? That was my open door. That was my ability to share people this technology with. And the question to you tonight is, have you been patched? And if you haven't, we're going to go through a series of slides here to ask you those questions. But before this would be a really good time to tell you guys that I am not a doctor. Our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, or prevent any disease. Please consult your doctors. But here's the caveat. A lot of doctors don't understand this technology. So what I would do is take them clinical studies. They understand clinical studies and they understand science. So that is what we're asking you to do. So what is and how this technology and this company started? It all started with this man, David Schmidt. He's the CEO and inventor of X39, over 200 patents. Now get this, to have a patent, it means that the technology or whatever it is that you're patenting does what it's supposed to do. And it has a science behind it, right? He specializes in anti-aging. In 2008, he focused all his attention on stem cell technology. Okay, so that's when our company really grew to outer limits. And talking about patents and the technology, we have our DNA is patents with our technology, meaning we're a science-based business. As you can see here, this patent says that it embodies as a result of elevating copper peptide, right? So we're not putting stem cells, and you may hear the word stem cells here and there and everywhere, but we're not putting outside stem cells in your body. What we're doing is we're activating a peptide. And what's another name for peptide is a protein in your body called GHKCU. And nowadays, peptide is what's all about. Everybody's talking peptide this, peptide that. There's peptide therapy to help you lose weight. There is peptide intravenous shots that you can use. And there are clinics that are called drip clinics that you just sit there and just get peptides shoot through your body. Well, I hate needles. And I don't know about you guys, the thought of needles, it just petrifies me. Yes, I've had needles put in me, but I look away and I act like I'm not there because I really don't like it. So what this technology does, it uses that same aspect of a stem cell injection. Again, this is not a stem cell, but it helps you to activate a particular peptide called GHKCU that does the activating of your own stem cells. And I'll explain that to you in a little bit after we move through here. Why X39 and why the activation of X39? Stem cells make up every organ in your body. And that's what's so important to understand stem cells. In Spanish, we call the las células madres. Okay, it's a little different name, but for those that you speak Spanish there, that is exactly what we're talking about. As you age, though, the stem cells in your body become dormant. And why is that? It's a sign of aging. You know, people say that aging is just we're expected to age, right? But in actuality, we're really not expected to age. Age, as many scientists nowadays are talking about the aspects of aging, is actually like a disease. You know, we're not meant to grow old and debilitated. We're meant to have life. And even the Lord told us that we may have life more abundantly. At the age of 30, 50% of your own stem cells are inactive. Okay, or active or inactive, whichever you want to see, cup half full or half empty. At the age of 60, though, you have less than 10% of stem cells in your body that are active. That is why it is so difficult for people when they're older, when they break their arm, their legs, or whatever. It's so hard for them to heal, right? As you're younger, the kids heal so much younger. Why? Because the amount of stem cells that are in their bodies. So the opportunity here is we're creating a solution. And the problem is that no one knows about stem cells, how they go dormant. You tell them about stem cells, they're like, I've heard about it, but I don't know what it is. We're creating we're not creating a problem. We're just giving you a solution for the problem that we already have. So many people are struggling also financially. So the solution that we have here is what LifeWave offers. It offers the stem cells reactivation by activating that peptide that I talked to you about earlier, GHKCU, and there's other peptides that get activated with our technology as well. The income generating business, okay? What that mean is that you are able to get compensated and collect commissions and bonuses because you're sharing this incredible technology with others. Now, let me give you an example. This is very, very simple. You've gone to a great movie, right? Or an awesome restaurant and you really, really enjoy it. What is the most amazing part of it is that you get to share it with people, right? So what this company has done is has taken that concept and that ability to share with others so that you are now get compensated. The movie theater never made a penny with you sharing their how great their movie was, or the restaurant. You know that you can review them, you can tell them how great it was, and people go and enjoy their dinner, but you don't get any money. With this technology and with this company and this compensation plan, you get rewarded. And it's not just a little reward, it's a big reward. So how does X39 works? It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. You've all heard about phototherapy. Whether you know it or not, you are actually using phototherapy right now. When you go outside in the sun, God has given us a beautiful ball of fire up in the skies called the sun. And there is only one vitamin that our body creates with the sun. That's called vitamin D, right? And so what's amazing about vitamin D is that it helps us with so many things to keep us healthy. That's why everybody's saying we're all depleted of vitamin D and you have to take supplements about vitamin D. Well, you do, or you can just go outside and spend a really good quality time outside so that you allow your body to take on those rays of beautiful sunshine so that you can get that vitamin and it's produced where? In your body. And that is how our stem cell and our patches really work. They're patented nanocrystal technology. There's no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants, nothing foreign going into your body. Now, when you're taking those pills, I want to share a little something that I've heard today. That most people, when they go to the doctor, I was talking to my wife about that, they don't ask any questions. You know, they don't ask what are the side effects and what's going to happen if I take this or not. Why? Because we trust the doctors and we really put our lives in their hands. And so what this technology is doing is that you taken those side effects that normal people have. You have side effects because the body's saying, you know what? That's foreign. I don't want that in my body. I'm going to refuse it. But what most of our wonderful doctors, and by no means, please don't think that I hate doctors. I love doctors. So we have doctors in our business that are very, very successful in it. So what they do is they take whatever side effect you have and give you another pill to help you with another side effect. And you see that? So we have Dr. J on the call. Thank you, Dr. J. We love you and appreciate everything that you do. An incredible doctor from Florida. And he's agreeing with me because that's what happens. You know, I was talking to a really good friend of mine from our high school reunion 35 years ago. She's a nurse and she was telling me that what the allopathic medicine does is just helps you with the symptoms, right? So think about it. And I hope my prayer and all our prayers and our hope is that you become your best advocate for your health because nobody else cares more about your health than you do. Okay, so learn about it. You know, there's a lot of cute videos in Instagram and YouTube that you can watch about kitties and dogs and everything, but just take your time and learn about your health because it's so much important. God has given you one body, and that's all that we have. So we got to take care of this body, right? And this technology and the way that this company works is to help us to stay healthy. So I pray that you do that with yourself. Watch what you eat. You know, my wife watches what I eat and very strictly about my diet. Sometimes I go off and then I confess and I tell her, and of course, she lets me know to come back. You know what I mean? Just be careful what you're eating, and it's really not just eating. We want you to be healthy overall. You know, have a good sleep, have a good nutrition. Make sure you have a well hydrated body. Most of us are so critically dehydrated every single day. You have to drink as half of your body weight in ounces. And that's how I want you to think about how much water you need. Okay. And lastly, is exercise. And even if you can't exercise or move, just walk. And if you can't walk, stretch. So there's so many different things that you can do with your body to stay healthy. Reflect the light that this body reflects light, and that light then gets activated with the crystals that are on this patches. It's non-transdermal. The best thing that I do when I demonstrate this technology, I did it a couple weeks ago at my high school reunion, like I was telling you, I put it on top of people's clothes and their mind just goes blown because how can I feel so good and you're not putting anything in my body? See, we're so used to just taking pills, taking potions, lotions, that it's all that we ever do. Nobody has told us that we can actually do something non-transdermal. It's really foreign to people. So when you go to your doctors and you tell them about this non-transdermal technology that uses light and it activates a peptide in your body, they go like, "What? I've never heard of that." And because I never heard of it, you know what? Suggest that you might not use it or just be careful about it. So I'm here telling you this is totally natural, totally non-transdermal, which means there's no contraindications with whatever it is that you're using. And it's non-invasive. You don't have to go in surgery. You don't have to take all those, big questions, ask a lot of questions. And I pray that you get those answers. What are the benefits? Increased strength, mental clarity, reduce inflammation, muscular, skeletal conditions, increased stamina. You see all these great things that it does. And you might say, you know what, Pastor Ed, it's good. It's good for you. I'm glad that it's doing all this for you. But will it do this for me? And this is wonderful because when we do this patching and the demonstration to people, they always think about somebody else. And that's wonderful because that's how God has made us. He has made us so that we can share our light with other people. And today we're doing that. We're sharing this technology. We're sharing our light, our knowledge with you to let you know that you can have energy and vitality. You can have your best life coming forward. You can have improved of skin appearance. Your kids don't have to have all these blemishes in their face. Your wonderful daughters don't have to go through so much pain in their monthly time. There is options, and I just pray that you can see through this presentation that I'm giving you that you can actually obtain those benefits. Now, the long-term results are these, and you can find all the studies that I'm talking about, and the patents are on patchtheway.com. It's a website, it's an informative website, great information. And you may say, well, do you have some place that I can go? Yes, it's right here, patchtheway.com, P-A-T-C-H, theway.com. And trust me, it's full information. One thing that you're going to have to do is click on a little button that says click, and then type the word light, all lowercase letter, Ligth. And then you have options to go to videos, to look the patents, to look at all the clinical studies is wonderful. But let's talk about the results. And 4,000 genes begin to reset when you start using this technology. Also, brain becomes balanced, collagen increase, and the heart reverses in aging. And that is found in clinical studies. Everything that I'm saying right now, it's not that I'm pulling it from the air. I'm pulling it from all the studies that we have done in our business because we're a science-based business, right? It's not anti-aging anymore. It's age reversal. So that says David Schmidt, our founder and CEO. How do you wear? Very simple. And I might be answering all these questions to you, and I'm glad. And you can go back in this YouTube video that we created to see to be able to find all those answers. Wear the patch for 12 hours. And then so your body elevates and activates and regenerates all the peptides and the energy that your body so needs. And then you remove it. Why remove it? There is something called attenuation in our body. If you bombard the body with light so much for so many hours, your body starts not doing what is designed to do because it's being signaled so much in so many hours. So that doesn't happen, we ask you to rest, to repair and rejuvenate in that time. And it's so wonderful because you've given the body what it needs. Some people say, well, it does give me energy, but sometimes it makes me very sleepy. And that's fine. It's because you're not getting enough sleep. You're not helping your body to relax and to come back to that rest mode. I told Vicky, my wife, all the time that I wish I had 48 hours and maybe even 72 hours a day rather than just 24 hours because I don't have enough time to do all the things that I want to do. I'm very active. As you could tell, I'm constantly moving. I'm thinking about so many different things at one given moment. And that's just how God has made me. But how to wear this technology, make sure that you wear it for 12 hours on and 12 hours off. And when you're done after the 12 hours, throw it in the garbage. What happens, there's a crystals in the patches that burn up after the 12 hours being used. And that is so that you don't keep it in your body because the patch is designed to retain heat. All right, so that's why we ask you to wear it off and take it off. The testimonies alone, guys, on X39s are emotional. They're life-changing. And I'm talking to some of you guys here on YouTube world that you may be looking for something. You may be praying and asking God, and I was one of them. Excuse me. I was one of those people that was looking and searching. My family, we were all having so many issues. My wife had problem with her bladder, with a failed bladder mesh installed and given by one of those three-letter agencies that had approved. My mom was 2 weeks away from getting her both knees replacement. My brother had a sciatica nerve hurting him, so that I had to do the work for him, and I had a hurt shoulder. And all this was happening. One of our kids was in the hospital, and God sent a man called Lorenzo McGrew to us to help us, to start guiding us, to show us how wonderful this technology could be. And at that moment, I was a one patch wonder, guys. I was like, one patch did it all to me. And I was a believer at that moment. I didn't need people to start researching it because I've done all the research prior. Now, again, here's our website, patchedaway.com. I urge you and encourage you to go there, to go research it, find out all what this technology it is all about, all the patents, all the clinical studies are there. Every single way of how to wear it. Even David Schmidt's videos are there that shows you exactly how to wear this technology, where to put it, because there's specialized acupressure points that we use to be able to maximize the benefits of this technology. And it's all found there in our website. Now let's talk about finances. Okay. Now, 20 years, right? In 75 different countries, we can sell and share this technology with people all around the world. And I know a little bit about computers. Okay. I'm a little bit of a nerd. I dabble in everything that I can computers. One time I took all my computers apart and hoping that I could put it back on just to see that I could do it. Some parts were left behind. I said, well, it's still working. So I guess we didn't really need them. But that's the kind of person that I am. This technology has taken you to be able to share with people all around the world. The company does all the logistics, all the IT, all the shipping and handling. They do it all for you. All you have to do is share it, and the company sends a product to that particular country. That is incredible. In 2021, and prior to that, because we were a 21-year-old company in 2020, we started, we were making 20, $30 million, right? The first month, $500,000. Not that bad, in 2004. So in 2022, we jumped to $320 million. And you may say, how can that happen? And I have an answer for you. The stem cell activation technology. We came into the stem cell world, and that's when our company blew up. In 2023, you see here 340 million. This is yearly revenues. In 2024, 600 million. And this year, we're pushing to a $1 billion a year. So that growth is tremendous. And what I want to tell you about that is the momentum that this company is going, where we are ranked in terms of revenues and how we are growing. The momentum time is here, guys. And I want to tell you that this company is growing by leaps and bounds all around the world. In Europe, our technology is, even some of our technologies, I'm going to say some of it, is considered medical device. Of course, here in the United States, we can't say that. We're a health and wellness company, so we can't claim that we treat, diagnose, or prevent any disease. But what's important in your life? This is a question. I'm coming down now from my helicopter, winding down, getting ready to finish. Is your family? Is your security important to you? Do you want to travel? I love traveling, and I'm just praying that my wife will love to travel too, because I want to go all around the world to share this wonderful news and a wonderful news about this technology. Do you want better health? Okay, that's where we were 4 years ago. But I feel so much better now. I feel so rejuvenated with so much energy that I was 20 years ago. In that, it's a lot. I play soccer all my life, and my knees are very, hurting all the time. But with this technology, I forget that I had that pain. And actually, as a matter of fact, I don't have that pain anymore. I used to struggle sleeping. My wife used to be like, "Man, I'm gonna put a skillet right between us," because I used to suck the air out of the room. No longer am I. Why is that? Because of my quality of life is getting better. And I just thank God for that. Now we have the tools to be able to do that for ourselves. I'm going to share a few slides about our compensation, nothing too intricate, but what I ask you to do is go to the person that invited you to this call, that is sharing this video with you, and ask him to be more in depth about the compensation, because the compensation 2.0 enhancements that we have is out of this world. Trust me, we look at our checks and our commissions, and we're not allowed to tell you what we're making, but we look at them, and starting on Monday, because we get paid weekly, I'm like, I haven't done anything. And there's already money in our account. And that is really a wonderful feeling to know, because this is residual income. You work for a little bit in the beginning to have a lot of time in the end of your life. Okay. And the end of that you can share with your family, with your kids, and have a more productive life. You don't have to be whining and grinding all the time, how you don't have any money. We're showing you a vehicle that you can do that in. Getting starting, it is easy as placing a friend or acquaintance on the left and the right side of your business. And each of them can earn you up to $25,000 per week per binary. Now, that to me is incredible, because you're no longer bound to a particular cap. You can make as much money or as little money as you want to. You can use it as a hobby, and you can get hobby money. But if you want to use it like we are doing it as a business, you're going to get business revenue. Now, the business launch, this is another way of getting money here, is your first goal is to start as a manager. And on the right and the left side of you, get 300 PV. This is personal volume, and that's about 2 sleeves of subscriptions and $25 a week for the first 9 weeks. When you come in, get this. I mean, this is God sent. You can come in the business, and all of a sudden, the company gives you money for being in the business. I mean, for people to say I have no money, I say to them, great, because the company wants to give you money. And they scratch their head like, what does that mean? Like, nobody gives you money. Well, this company does. When you do the work and when you share this technology with people, you can start actually making money right away. Now, the second goal is to become a two-star manager, to have a couple people more in your business, and you can make $50 for the first 9 weeks. You may say, well, that's not a lot of money, but you know what? That is retention money. That is money that people are happy to start making right away, so that they can see that they can have a lot more money as they grow. Now, the mentor matching bonus, and this is the last one, we have 9 other ways, guys. So we're just going to talk about this three. The six we talk about later. It pays you up to $20,000 per person at every single level. The potential earning of 6 generations. Okay, now this is really exciting, but of course, you have to be a particular rank in the business. Now, for us, we've been in the business for 4.5 years. We are now 1-star executive. Okay, so the generations that we're making is 12%, 10%, 7%, and 5%. Each generation is a person that we brought. Like, for instance, I brought one person here. That's my first generation one. Let's call it John, right? John brought the second generation, and that may be Susan. I might not know Susan. All I do is I know John. but because I'm a one-star executive, I'm making 12% or whatever John in my first generation is making. Susan, on the other hand, when she starts making money, the potentiality of for me is to make 10% on her. Now, generation three, four, and so forth, I might not even know these people, but guess what? We love them very much anyhow. Why? Because we're actually making commissions, just like being in a regular business, a regular manager. We had a couple jewelry stores back in the days, and we have managers, and whenever they made money, we also had them to make bonuses at the end of the month. If they made their bonus or their quota for that month, they made money, right? Well, this is the same thing. The company is saying, look, Pastor Ed and Sister Vicky, you're a great first start director, and we're going to give you this commission based on the number of volume that you bring into your business. And because we're doing it, we're like the word of mouth, the sharing, it's so exciting. People are using the technology and they're using the products, they're buying the product, they're sharing it with everybody, and we can make up to each generation up to $5,000 on per person for this one-star director. Is 3,500. I'm sorry, it's 5,000 for the two-star director and so forth. Now, this is a match that you can get for each person. Okay. Now, if that's not very clear, stay on the call. We can answer any other questions that you may have, and more importantly, we have videos and things that can help you with that as well. So, what is a conventional business versus the LifeWave business? In a conventional business, trust me, we've poured so much money into our conventional business, like into the millions, okay? So that we could, that's the startup cost that most businesses, if you want to take on a franchise, for instance, you're going to spend 1.5 million on a McDonald's or Burger King, something like that. It's high risk. There's a lot of stress, long hours. You're married to the job. And trust me, I was married to the job. Trials and errors, the learning curves and the limited earning potentials we're having those business. Those are the conventional ways of doing business. And some of them are great. Don't get me wrong. We've had an incredible jewelry business, and I love the industry that we're doing. But little by little, we're sharing this technology with all our clients and our friends, and they love how they feel. What is the difference with LifeWay business? Low costs. Okay. The minimum, I hate to say it, but I like to share it, is $25. And you may say, okay, now you lost me in this one. Well, this is a business for everyone. Everyone can do this. I spent $25 when I used to go in Starbucks for a breakfast with a little burrito and a coffee. That's how much it used to take. But you also have the highest way is 1750, $1,750 for to buy the highest package that we have. And of course, you can buy as many products as you want, but that is the starting packages. So that's very low cost. As a jewelry owner and a business owner, that is nothing compared to what we need in order to buy diamond, gold, and all the other materials that we need. There's no risks. Even there's no stress with it. You make your money, you make your schedule as you want to do. It's a proven system. We have mentorships. We're here to guide you, to share with you, to run this business with you, and unlimited earning potential. That is exciting news for me and for you. Now, of course, we have an application that we can share with you after this, or if you on the call, you send me a message, says I want the application, and we'll be sure to send it to you on YouTube or you here on Zoom. We also have another application if you want the other patches, not just the X39, but all the other patches that we have and all the other technology. We have the application that you can use for that as well. Now, here is a call of action. Here's what I'm saying to you. Are you ready to sign up? The time is now. Make your move right now. If you have a phone, or you want to take your phone and scan this QR code, it will take you to patchedaway.net. Now, this is different than our patchedaway.com. Why? Our patchedaway.com is an informative website, right? So we decided to make another website to show you how you can get started. And in that, we have two ways. We have a way to sign up and get the information. And you also, there is a spot where you can put the person that invited you to this call. Please write it down there. If you don't know or have, more thinking about it, there's also a spot where it says connect with us. You can make an appointment with us. We can get on the phone with you for a 20-minute call that doesn't cost you anything, and we can help you through the whole process. Now, are you serious about your dreams, or is this just a hope of the future? With X39 and LifeWave, you can certainly do that. Now, here's a small group of us that we just met last month in Anaheim, California. It was a wonderful time that we had together. We have our social media um, places that you can meet us, and Facebook. We have Telegram, Instagram. We have a community that you can join us in. We also have a YouTube channel, a WhatsApp channel, of course, our Zoom that we're doing right now. So all this our way. If you want to snap a picture of this, you're welcome to have it so that you can get a hold of us in any way. Now, look, we are growing so much and are being so busy that we can no longer look for you and go try to find to see what your needs are. We're asking you to come to us. And so we're giving you all the avenues, all the tools necessary for you to do that. Now, do you have any questions? Now, this is where it gets exciting because I'm going to stop the share and I'm just going to talk to you. I'm going to talk directly to you, and I'm going to ask you if Vicky, if you're looking, and you're probably answering some of the chats there. But as we are here, oh, our lovely sister from Israel, Marceline, is on the call. So great to see you here, Marceline. So wonderful to see you. I know she's traveling and she was able to get on the call. So we welcome you and thank God for you. So hopefully this found you guys, and you're able to understand a lot of the things that we were able to share. Does anybody have any questions before we were able to close this? And look at the time, Vicky. I'm only 3 minutes late or behind. So
Congratulations, honey. You did
what
a
do you
great
think?
job.
Why don't you share with us, Vicky, what your thoughts are, and if anybody has any questions, have you been reading our?
I have not seen any questions come through, but what I'd like to share is if I would invest my money, and I think about this, especially in the medical or the health industry, I want it to be a product that is effective, that's affordable, and it's safe. Obviously, you want it to be safe. But for me, that's like a no-brainer. So, and then you can obviously get compensated because you're helping other people. That's just a double blessing to me. So, God's created this and designed this so we could spend more time with our family. You can create your own life. Marceline, you live on the other side of the world, and your time is not our time. So you can do whatever you'd like over there, God's way, God's will. So whatever you'd like to do, that's one of the biggest blessings I feel like with this technology and this business.
Absolutely. I appreciate those words, and they're very touching to be able to see people all around the world be able to have the benefits that come with using this technology. Marcel, I'm not going to put you on the spot if you don't want to share with us, but I know she sends us messages and it really lights our day. Vicky and I, we get this big smile in our faces when we see your messages because we know that God is using this to help each and every one of you. Do you want to say a few words, Marceline? The spot is you're here. Let me unmute you, and you can share something with us. Go ahead and
You're
unmute yourself.
you unmute. It's the bottom
Okay,
button on the.
good.
There
There
you
you go.
go. Perfect.
You're
Good.
there.
We didn't realize this because we just keep going and going in Israel, but we've gone through a lot. And so
Yeah.
when we arrived, we were sleeping a lot in
Wow.
Baltimore. And we made it to church. We got to meet Pastor Ed helped us do some things for our presentation. And I'm really glad that we met you. We came here knowing we had to do a cleanse of some sort. And when you put the A39 on me, I felt warm when we were in the restaurant. And then Robert didn't, but he had drunk some caffeine. And and Robert says, I don't see any difference. I don't see any difference, but I do. He's not, it's not very wonderful to
Snoring.
talk about, but he doesn't have as much gas. It was just, it wasn't smelly or anything, but he just had some indigestion. And
Bloating.
it's not,
That's awesome.
it's really not there.
Praise the
which is
Lord.
which is really great. I'm grateful. And for me, besides feeling warm, I've had many responses about what this is doing for me. And I felt, I knew we had been through a war, and we, as they found the hostages, we were just leaving. So it's been an intense prayer. It's been wonderful victories. But uh, with doing the cleanse, I felt almost like a pain of lift, like a fogginess lift. And I'm thinking, I find my brain thinking of things I haven't been able to process very clearly. I'm not that old, but I'm older. But I'm realizing how good I feel now. And I do have more energy now. I want to get up early. And it happened before we came to the last few months. I just haven't been able to get up early like I used to. So my energy is increased, and now I'm working on the wrinkles.
Praise
I
God.
I, I know that's going to help too,
Yeah, absolutely.
and many other
Absolutely.
things.
Yeah.
We appreciate your testimony, and we love hearing your what do they call, Vicky, the messages that you send us in WhatsApp,
Yes.
your voice
Yeah.
messages that really lights up our day, and we appreciate,
Yes.
we know that we're doing the right things. And to us guys, it's not about the money. It's not about, how much money we're making. To us, it really doesn't matter. Vicky and I, we use this as a ministry. We help people all around the world so that they can have a better quality of life. And some of you guys might not feel it right away. Some of you guys might not feel like, like our sister here, Marcelin, is feeling. And a lot of you guys here on the call might not feel it right away. But trust me, the body is doing something, and the technology is helping you. Even if it's a macro little thing, at the end of you're using the technology, let's say you use it for 3 or 4 months, and you say, well, I'm going to stop it because I've really had enough, right? Your body's going to be like, oh, wait a minute. I was feeling a little bit different. I was having more energy. I could do more things, and I don't feel that anymore. Why? Because the technology needs to be on your body. Now you may say, well, a doctor doesn't give me a prescription that lasts forever. No, but a doctor's also not giving you a prescription to help you to have a vitality of life, that you can have that for the rest of your life. And that's
Right.
what this technology is doing. And without making claims, of course, again, I'm not a doctor, but I'm just here to share and have this wonderful experience that we have experienced. You can have it also. And that's what we're excited about. So, besides Marcelin, does anybody else want to give us a really quick testimony about this technology? I know we have the beautiful one, Miss Kim Brown, who has an incredible testimony that she shared with us. Not sure, I don't want to put anybody on the spot, so if you don't want to talk, of course, don't talk. She's saying, as the beautiful one always says, the technology always works. It is very true, Miss Kim. The technology always works. Um, Thank you, Mary. I did it in 33 minutes. That to me is it's amazing, right? But I'm here just I wanted to hear from you guys. We're going to keep on the call for a few more minutes before we end the presentation, and we end the presentation also on YouTube. You believe it? Thank God we have a large number of followers and subscribers on YouTube, and we are doing this for you guys so that you can realize that yes, you have somebody that you can rely on, and that's us and at Patched Away. Yes, Vicky.
I just wanted to share how God led me to this particular woman and her family. I got something off of Facebook Marketplace the other day, and I went over to pick it up. And before I was leaving my house, she had messaged me and said that she had something else and she couldn't get to the back closet because she had broken her ankle. And I was praying and I immediately thought, I better grab my patches. Better put my patches in my bag because for some reason I just felt led like I'm going to go in. I'm not like a pushy person, but I like to share what helped me. So I had foot surgery not too long ago and it helped me tremendously. So I go there and we're talking, she's, going on and on. Well, I turn and in comes her daughter, which is a girl that I used to work with. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? This is my parents. Oh, well, hi. Oh my gosh. It's a small world. Well, she was young, healthy mom of two. And she wound up getting some kind of T cell, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma or something like that, some kind of cancer. So she went through intense chemo and radiation. She lost all of her beautiful hair. She lost her home. She got divorced. I mean, this woman has been through the ringer, and I felt so bad. I just ran over and gave her a hug. And I know that God had sent me there to share this technology with her because she has gone through so much and she still is battling, to kind of figure out where she wants to go. She said that the doctor told her that stem cells would be her only and next option. So at the right time, God had sent me there to share this technology. So I patched the mom because she had the broken ankle. She said, I feel real calm. And I said, yes, that's the Eon. That's exactly how it makes you feel. Like you can just go, oh, and take that sigh of relief, like, yes, let's do this. And then I put an X39 on her foot. And she said, I don't know if it's my brain, she said, but it kind of feels a little better. And I said, that's it. I said, just give it some time, just drink some more water. And she felt relief. Now her husband he was in the military, got dropped out of a plane or something like that, shattered so many different bones, needed to be, put back together. He has so many fusions in his neck that he's always got a stiff neck. He gets migraines all the time. So I patched him with the Eon and he goes, huh. And he just looked at me. I'm trying to explain it, but I don't want to inundate them with all this information. But we know that it works, right? So, I mean, I'm just thankful that God allowed me to go there, sent me to them. He directed my path and that they were open to trying the technology. So that's what I like to do is just share this amazing technology with everybody. It's God's tool. So I'm thankful for it.
We appreciate you. You're an ambassador, and that's what the Bible calls us to be, an ambassadors for him, right? And now we have the right instruments and the right armament to be able to help people, and that's what I'm excited about this, Vicky, and I'm excited that you're going on this journey with me. Just to end, I'm going to tell you a little personal story with Vicky and I, so don't go anywhere, Vicky. When I first got this technology, I knew that I was getting it for my wonderful wife because she struggled. Guys, if you don't know what this lady has gone through, this beautiful soul that God has given me, it 17 female related surgeries. Okay. And they're not just minor surgeries, major surgeries, right? We've been married for 28 years. So it felt like every year we were in the hospital going through a surgery. And finally the doctor says there's nothing that we can do with her. And that totally collapsed her. And not just her, but me. Because as a man, I wanted to fix her, but I know that I couldn't. But when this technology came my way, and I'm sorry, Vicky, to be so personal, but God is making me say this for somebody out there because you could be in that same situation yourself, and you're praying out to God and saying, "What can I do?" Now, and you may say, "Well, this is too good to be true." This technology came to us. I said to my wife, Vicky, I got something for you. And she's like, what is it? She was excited, because she had just gone away with her mom. And I said, it's patches. She said, patches? She's like, what do you mean, like nicotine patches? I said, no, this is light therapy. And I was really prayed out because I didn't want her. She is as skeptical as I am. Okay. We all are, and we all should be because God has put that in us so that we cannot be easily fooled. Okay, so I want you to understand that it's good to be skeptical, but it's also you have to hear the word of God and hear his voice. And he comes to us, he tells us, he talks to us through people. This morning I was ministering to somebody in the chat, and that's how God talks to us. He uses us. We are his hands and his voice to this world. So when I gave this patches to Vicky, she's like, okay, I'll try that. And right there, I knew at that moment that that was a miracle because she tried it blindly and she's like, okay, I'll try it. I'll see what happens. And she did the whole, detox. She put a whole bunch of patches on and it wasn't working like as I thought that it was going to do. But she stayed there with it. I said, Vicky, do it for 15 days. And that's all that I'm asking you. She said, okay, no problem. And she went through it. At the end of that, and I don't know if you want to say when you started feeling the technology starting to work on, you want to share that with us?
Well, when I first started patching, I didn't notice any difference. I mean, I had so many different patches. I didn't feel no different. I just felt like I was walking around with stickers on my body. That's what I felt like. And I was just like, okay, but I was trusting my husband because he was getting results. And he's the one patch wonder over here. So this guy, one patch wonder, had, torn something in his shoulder, put the patch on, and he's, God decided to heal him because, we don't do any healing or this technology doesn't heal, but God is the only one that can heal us, right? So, he got all these amazing results. So I trusted that and I was like, I'm going to stick with it. And it took me probably about a month and a half before I noticed any difference. But I did do the detox before I started to feel anything. So I just had so many different issues in my body. That was the best thing for me personally. Not everyone is needed to do a detox, but when you have a lot of health issues, you've gone through surgeries, a lot of medications, in your system. I mean, that is always a sign for me, like you got to get all those toxins out. So we can start with a clean slate. So I'm just thankful for this. So you did
Awesome.
a great job tonight, honey.
Thank you. Appreciate everybody for being on the call. If you don't have any other questions, we're going to end our presentations. Again, I want to thank you for getting on the call with us. And I want to thank God. I want to pray that God will bless each and every one of you and your families, and that now you have a fighting chance at this world. And you do, you have it. God says He came that you may have life and that you may live it more abundantly. And I pray for that abundant life in your house and with your family. So God bless you all. Take care and good night.
Good night. God bless.
Thanks. God bless you.
All right.